If you're looking for the best mini amp, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have VOX AP2AC amPlug 2AC 30 guitar/bass headphone amplifier. The VOX AP2AC amPlug 2AC 30 guitar/bass headphone amplifier is one of 7 different model plug-in amplifiers manufactured by Vox. This particular mini amp is designed to have the classic sound signature of an AC30. If this doesn't suit your particular style of playing, then there should be one from Vox that does. They also have bass, blues, classic rock, clean, lead, and metal versions to choose from. Though it has the classic Vox looks, unfortunately, it feels and looks a little cheap. Lots of plastic and basic control knobs here. Oh well, considering the really low price, it's hardly unexpected. The Vox plug-in falls into the category of micro mini amp. It obviously has to be small to plug straight into your guitar and stay hanging there. It measures a diminutive 7x1x5 inches and weighs about the same as a couple of guitar picks, 3.4 ounces to be precise. It, of course, has a headphones input. That's the whole point after all. Additionally, there's an auxiliary input so you can hook up to your electronic device and play along to jam tracks or whatever music tickles your fancy. It has a volume, tone, gain controls, and even a top boost channel. And it's operated by 2 AAA batteries, which should give you around 10-15 hours of playing time. Sadly, the batteries are not rechargeable. There are some adjustable onboard effects to help further shape your tone. These include chorus, delay, and reverb. They are not exactly subtle, and you can only use one effect at a time. But nevertheless, they sound perfectly acceptable. There's also a tremolo setting, which is better than we'd have expected. Plugged in with a good set of headphones, it's perfectly possible to get some really great tones out of this little device. There has definitely been some real wizardry at work in managing to create some authentic Vox voicings. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Roland Microcube battery-powered guitar amplifier. The Roland Microcube GX comes in to replace the massively successful original Microcube. Happily, there are some nice updates and improvements over the outgoing model to include more effects, more functionality, and improved versatility. The outgoing model was the most successful mini amp of all time, so these are big boots to fill. Fortunately, the new Microcube maintains its original big sound, portability, and robust build quality, and what's more, all the classic Roland looks are still there. For only a 3-watt amp, the Roland Microcube GX is plenty loud and packs some punch. The quality and range of the 8 different amp voicings are really very good. So too are the quality of the onboard effects. Overall, the sound quality is high, with particularly strong clarity when played clean. This clarity is maintained until the volume is pushed to its limits. Only then do you begin to significantly hear a loss in tone. In common with most amps of this size, things do then start to get a little rough around the edges. Otherwise, the big sound from this little Roland makes it an excellent practice or performance amp. Has the people's choice for best mini amp just got a little better? We think so. The number 3 position is held by Yamaha THR5 Mini Acoustic Guitar Amplifier. Yamaha THR5 Mini Acoustic Guitar Amplifiers have a total of 5 different amp models: Acoustic, Boutique, High Gain, Mini THR, and the original THR. They're all well designed, sturdy, and sound great. They look cool too. The glowing LED tube-like lights from inside the slatted metallic shell are epic. Probably one of the most common asked questions you are asked about this size of amp concerns the level of volume. Is it enough? Well, of course, that depends, but for use in a small room, studio, or bedroom, it will be plenty loud enough, even before you hit full tilt. In terms of sound quality, it's also plenty good enough for its size. But best of all, it enhances the acoustic sound in a natural way, and the effects, once you finally manage to dial them in, really help to improve its tone. The reverb also sounded particularly good. The Yamaha THR5 Mini Acoustic Guitar Amplifier sounds great with fingerstyle playing, and although not marketed as such, it also sounds great with other acoustic string-based instruments. Overall, a nice sounding amp with some good detail and clarity in the mids. The fact is, The specifically modeled acoustic amp is the best acoustic guitar mini amp we've heard. Next at number 4, we have Fender Mustang I V2 20-watt 1/8-inch combo electric guitar amplifier. The Fender Mustang I V2 20-watt has probably pushed itself to the very extreme of what could be classified as a mini amp. Its size and power is way beyond a lot of the amps we've included today. We're sure you'll agree, though, that despite its size and weight, the original Fender Mustang is such an iconic amp. It would be a sin not to take a look at the 20 watts Versio. No doubt, this is the best sounding lower end of all the amps we've looked at today. There's also plenty of oomph to this amp, and plenty of modeling to get exactly the sound you want. Furthermore, the amp models are better than a lot of amplifiers you'd find at this price, and are pleasingly authentic. One small negative is that there are a lot of controls on board, which are a little complicated and can take a while to master. You really have to take some time to experiment to get the very best out of Fender Mustang I V2 20-watt. The number 5 position is held by Vox Pathfinder Combo 10W V9106. Though it's not the largest we've looked at today, this is still a relatively big mini amp. There's no doubt that everything about this amp looks and feels Vox. It's the largest of the 3 Vox mini amps we're looking at today. It's, therefore, fair to expect bigger things, and we don't think you'll be disappointed. Okay, there's very little in the way of features, so the big question is, does it make up for it with the sound? Yes. The quality of sound at the lower end and when pushed is better than anything we've heard at this price. The sound remains clear for longer. It's bright when played through the clean channel and crunchy when distorted. The really cool thing is when playing with heavy gain. When you roll back the volume, the tone cleans up beautifully. Nice. You also get that classic Vox chimey tone. It sounds great played clean and gives an excellent blues/rock kind of vibe. But when played through the gain channel, it's capable of producing some decent saturated sound. You can honestly hear where the money has been spent here. The number 6 position is dominated by Marshall MS4 battery-powered mini micro full-stack guitar amplifier. Admit it, you can't help but smile when you look at this. On looks alone, this has got to be the best mini amp for metal. If we told you that Phil X uses a Marshall MS4 battery-powered mini backstage to warm up with, and how we'd all like to see that, we're pretty sure you'll be laughing now. Despite its diminutive size, it's much louder than we expected. It's able to deliver a decent quality of sound and a decent range of tones for such a small amp. Yes, it's definitely better than we'd expected. When the gain is cranked, it comes close to replicating the classic Marshall crunching tone. And when you back off the gain, it cleans up really well. It has a good level of clarity for such a small micro mini amp. It's an impressively tight sounding little amp for its size. It sounds great through headphones, too. And you can also clip it to your belt and walk around. What's not to like? Moving on to the next at number 7 with Blackstar Electric Guitar Mini Amplifier. Blackstar manufactures some of the best-selling full-sized guitar amplifiers. And the Blackstar Electric Guitar Mini Amplifier is just as popular as the larger versions. At first glance, the aesthetics and build quality certainly look up to standard. This has got none of the flimsiness and toy-like feel of some of the mini amps. This looks and feels like a serious piece of kit. Controls are nice and simple. There are gain, volume, EQ, and delay knobs, plus an overdrive switch. There are inputs for guitar, headphones, and an auxiliary input for your electronic device. The controls are easy to master, but despite the simple layout, you still plenty of flexibility to dial in some great tones. You, of course, still have the option to hook up to your phone or other electronic devices to add in some of your favorite loops or tracks. This little 3-watt amp has enough power to fill a small room. It's nice and punchy, even at higher volumes. Played clean, it's clear. When overdriven, there's a nice thick crunchiness to the tone without becoming fizzy or muddled. This sounds very much like a Blackstar amplifier but in a tiny package. The sound quality is more than enough to enjoy some inspirational practice sessions. A great little amp. The number 8 position is held by VOX Mini3 G2 battery-powered modeling amp. If you're looking for a portable mini amp with plenty of modeling options and effects, then the well-built VOX Mini3 G2 battery-powered modeling amp is as good a place to start as any. Along with some cool vintage Vox sounds, you also get some cool looks in a lightweight and affordable package. And it looks every bit like a larger Vox. Now that's cool. The Vox Mini measures 10.6 x 7.5 x 11.8 and weighs approximately 3 kg. It has 3 watts of power and uses 6 AE batteries that should give you around 10 hours of playing time. What's more, there's also a mains AC adapter included, which is very useful indeed. The control panel is well laid out and easy to read, and there is an 11-way amp modeling selection switch, plus controls for volume, tone, and gain. There's also a tap bud and an impressive array of effects to choose from, including a choice of 4 delays, chorus, compressor, flanger, reverb, and tremolo. There are the usual inputs for guitar, auxiliary, and headphones. All good stuff. But what we particularly like is the standard 6.4 microphone input. Even better is the fact that you can control it for volume, trim, delay, and reverb. Next at number 9, we have 2-channel stereo, audio class D amplifier mini hi-fi professional digital amp. This is the only mini amplifier on our list that is not specifically designed for guitar. Like the Vox plug-in headphone amplifier we've just reviewed, the 2-channel stereo audio class D amplifier is purely for amplification only and has no speakers within the unit. This is a mini amp with some serious minimalistic looks and superb sound. The sound is what this mini amp is all about, and it certainly delivers on that. When paired with a good set of speakers, the level of clarity is excellent. They use a TI-TP316D2 chip from Texas Instruments to achieve their clean and precise sound. All in all, this amp produces a clean, hi-fi quality sound. This is the best mini amp for bookshelf speakers, desktop speakers, or any small speaker you care to think of. It's an excellent mini amp from Fosi Audio. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Orange Crush Mini 3-watt micro amp. Who doesn't like an orange? Well, we think you'll like the Orange Crush Mini 3, which looks and sounds every bit as appealing as all the other oranges out there. It's a nice sturdy little amp that's easy to use with a few cool features and with enough functionality to keep you happy. The rear panel has an auxiliary input. We would have liked to see this on the top of the amp, and this would seem more logical, but never mind. The rear also has a speaker output. The best thing is that this is actually compatible with all the Orange range. In theory, you could hook this up to their largest 4x12 speaker cabinet. Brilliant. That would be so cool. Like a lot of these mini amps, it has a sound way larger than its tiny size. When played through the clean channel, it's all nice, clean, and crisp. Throw some gain its way, and it will reward you with some crunchy, rasping grit. Even distorted, the bass holds up well and stays punchy. This is an amp that feels equally at ease, either clean or distorted. Finally, we really like the way the tone control dials in some clearly different sounds at every setting. The Orange Crush Mini 3-watt micro amp is a very nice, no fuss, no frills, good sounding mini amp. That's all for today. We upload music product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.